Hello everybody. So today's math is going to be mostly a review of what we tried to do on Friday. And it was just so disastrous that I want to just do it again. So you're going to watch me do this, and then I'm going to have you do it on a separate page that you can then copy onto a piece of paper and do. So we're looking at fractions of a whole, okay? So I want you to think of each of these bars as one whole. And what we're going to do is we're going to divide them into equal parts. And the equal parts part of it is important because fractions are always equal parts. And that's a really important thing to remember about fractions, is they have to be equal parts. Okay, so for the first one, this here is what I'm going to end up shading, but first I have to do some dividing. So I know that I need to divide this one into two equal parts. Okay, and I also know that 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 2/2, which also equals 1 whole. So I have to shade 1/2 of this whole thing. So simply going to take my pen and shade 1/2. Okay. Now let's take a look at this one. So look at the fraction. You see a 3. So that means that you are going to divide into 3 equal parts. That's the denominator. And the denominator tells us 3 equal parts. So, out like that. And I'll remember that 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 2/3 plus 1/3, that equals 3/3. And as I told you, 3/3 is also equal to 1 whole. Now, I have to shade 2/3 of this. So there's 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 2/3. Okay. Looking at the next one, we're going to shade 2/4. So the denominator is 4, which means I have to divide this into 4 equal parts. Now, the way that I found it easiest to do fourths is you divide it in half into 2, and then each of those halves you are also dividing into 2, so that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 roughly equal parts. Okay? So, as we looked at before, 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 2/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4 plus 1/4 equals 4/4, or 1 whole. Now, for this one, I need to shade 2/4. There's 1/4, 2/4. Okay? Okay. Denominator 5. So I need 5 equal parts. 5 and 7 are the worst. They're hard because it's hard to visualize. But I'm going to say that about 1/5 is there. Close enough. Close enough. Okay. Last one that I'm going to model this addition. It's just to get you to understand that you can add fractions and that when you add all of the fractions together, that they equal 4/4, 3/3, 2/2, which is equal to 1 whole. Anytime the numerator and the denominator is the same number, that means it is equal to 1. Okay, so 1/5 plus 1/5 is 2/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5/5, which is equal to 1. Now I'm going to shade 3/5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3/5. Okay, next one, 5/6. So we have 6 in the denominator. So I am going to divide into 6 equal parts. Now, with sixths, I also like to start by finding the middle-ish, and then dividing each half into 3 roughly equal parts. Again, we're doing this by hand. It doesn't have to be perfect. You want them to be roughly equal. Now, the numerator is 5. So that means I'm going to shade 5 out of the 6 rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have shaded 5/6 of this shape. Okay, last one. We're going to shade 2/8. So we have 8 as our denominator. So we're going to divide it into 8 equal parts. Again, I like to find the middle. And then you're going to divide it in half, each half in half. So now you have 4. Now you're going to divide each fourth in half. And that will give you 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Now I'm going to shade 2 of them. So 1/8, 2/8. Okay? So there you go. Now it's your turn. Let's take this down. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to copy this. I want you to make your bars roughly the same. Okay? Then you are going to shade this fraction of the bar. So you're going to need to divide this one into 4 equal pieces, this one into 3, this one into 2, this one into 6, this one into 5, and this one into 8. So divide them and then shade your numerator. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video and copy, do it, and then turn the video back on, and we'll go over the work together. Okay, we're back. All right, now I'm going to move through these fairly quickly. So, 4. So I'm going to divide this into fourths. Okay, fourths. Now I'm going to shade 3/4. 1, 2, 3. 3/4. This one, I'm going to divide it into 3 equal parts. Okay, I'm going to shade one of them. Okay, now I'm going to divide this into 2 equal parts. And then I look at the numerator, and it is 2, which is the same as the denominator, which tells me that this fraction is equal to 1 whole, which means I'm going to shade the whole thing. Pens are running low. Okay. 4/6. Same thing. Divide it into 2, and then divide each of those 2 into 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6. Now I'm going to shade 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next one is fifths. We're going to divide it into fifths. I think that's probably right about like that. Good enough for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're shading 1. So we have shaded 1/5. Okay, last one. Eighths. So I start by dividing into 2, and then let's divide each of those 2 in half. So now we have 4. Now divide each of those fourths in half, and we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Now I'm going to shade 6 of them. Four, 5, 6. All right, so there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6/8. All right, we're done. Talk to you soon.